Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for a brand new video. We're going to be talking about some Metro Exodus today. So with the release of this game right around the corner in February, I wanted to go down through everything that you guys needed to know. For those of you guys that are returning players from the Metro series, or you guys are brand new to the franchise, we're going to be going in depth with everything that you need to know about Metro Exodus moving forward with its release in February. So real quick, it's actually been over 5 years since we saw the actual last iteration of the Metro series back in May of 2013. Obviously, in 2014, they made Metro Redux, which was kind of like a remastered version of Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, which looked very, very good. It was a very well-polished game. It looked really cool. But with the upcoming release in February of Metro Exodus, it's kind of a different style of game. It still goes to its roots of Metro, but it's a lot more open world, I guess you could say. So we're going to go down through everything you guys need to know. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first off, Metro Exodus actually takes place in the year 2036, 2 years after the events of Metro Last Light. So there's a little break between the story of Metro Last Light and Metro Exodus, and it's specifically after the game's enlightened ending. So you'll actually step into the same shoes of Artyom as you have in the previous games, and a ranger living in the ruins of Moscow's underground metro system after a devastating nuclear war. So obviously, for those of you guys that have not played the Metro series, basically the first two Metro games was a lot of linear missions, close quarters down in the subways in the metro system of Moscow. This one is where you're going to start actually in that same system a little bit at the start of Metro Exodus, but you're going to advance out into a massive sort of open world with linear missions as well as open world choices and stuff that you can make, which is really, really cool. I'm really excited to see how this plays out with the Metro series games because they make really good games, and now they're kind of expanding that into like an open world environment. I cannot wait to actually get my hands on this. So one of the cool new features that we're actually getting in Metro Exodus is actually the 4 seasons will be represented in the game. So you're going to have winter, spring, summer, and fall that are all going to be kind of like a massive changing cycle of the seasons, as well as a day-night cycle and a full-fledged weather system. So we're going to have random weather, inclement weather, all sorts of cool features, as well as 4 different seasons, and all of this in a massive world with a day-night cycle. What more could you ask for in a Metro game? That is something really, really cool, brand new to the franchise, and I cannot wait to experience all these different scenarios in this game. So the way they're actually describing the way you're going to play Metro Exodus is it's a mix of a sandbox and the classic Metro experience. So like I said earlier, the first 2 Metro games took place in the tunnels of Moscow, leading to kind of confined large linear levels. Exodus, due to the scope of its story, will give players more of an open sandbox. There's still story within those levels that will guide you through the places you should go, but it also supports being able to go where you want and do what you want kind of whenever you want. So you kind of still have that open world sandbox, but you also still have the linear story that's in there as well. So they're not going to pull away from the narrative, being that it's in more of an open world environment, which is very, very crucial in a game like Metro. So basically all of the missions will tie into the overall story, but there will be room to kind of go off the beaten path. You know, as we've seen in some of the trailers and stuff like that, your time above ground will see you kind of scouring sprawling cities, wildernesses, and stuff like that. And the profound effects of the nuclear war are made more clear at surface level by the sheer amount of wreckage on the screen that we've saw in multiple trailers and stuff. From rundown buildings to piles of vehicles that have become scrap, and just the overall rundown feel of the world after all of the events this happened. So we're not actually clear on how many different areas outside of Moscow will be in the game, but we've saw several little things in the game where we've seen an in-game map. I'm not sure if that's just of one area or that's the entire open world, but there is going to be many different areas to explore. And obviously with the train, which kind of looked like the Trans-Siberian Railway, suggesting that we're going to be covering a large distance in the story of Metro Exodus. So I'm really looking forward to see how massive this world is, but also as long as they stick to that narrative-driven focus that Metro games have been known to come by, we should be in good hands with this game. So moving on, we're going to be talking about some of the threats and potential allies that you're going to be coming across in Metro Exodus. So there's going to be several different types of enemies that will stand between Artyom and his attempts to survive the apocalypse. Obviously outside of Moscow. These include multiple human factions that will be introduced as the seasons change during his journey, though all of these will not oppose you Some of them will be allies, obviously some of them will be enemies. So with this, we have the humans. So during the cold winter months, you'll be introduced to the Hands of Faction, which has emerged as a dominant faction after the communists and fascists of the past have nearly destroyed each other in a civil war. So the spring will introduce two new factions, the Fanatics and the Bandits, who have taken to destroying and stealing from local survivors, either in service to a religious figure or simply because the opportunity was there. So kind of more of a scavenger kind of thing there. And then the summer factions haven't been revealed yet. We really haven't seen any information on what's going to be going on in the summer of Metro. If you actually go over to their website, that's the only season that we haven't received really any information on. But autumn will focus on the Children of the Forest, which is a group of kids who've been raised in the woods and are hostile toward outsiders. So kids that got kind of forced into this role, being the fact with all the nuclear war and everything, and they never really had the opportunity to kind of grow up a normal life. And now moving on to some of the mutants and animals that we're going to be seeing in Metro Exodus. So mutated animals and humans are among the most dangerous threats facing Artyom, and they come in a variety of shapes and sizes. We already know this with the history of the Metro franchise with some of the mutants and stuff that we face in the game, but these will include a relatively common Watchman, which typically comes in packs, as well as the Flying Demon, which resembles birds, but a bit of just kind of like a pterodactyl kind of thing. Human animals are just what they sound like, acting like zombies, but with the ability to hurl objects, while shrimp are mutated sea creatures with shielded arms and the ability to fire corrosive mucus. So that's going to be very interesting. That's just the touch on the monsters and stuff that's in this game. Shout out to Metro just for the cool things that are going to be in with the monsters and mutants and stuff. You're also going to be running into wolves, which actually have not been mutated in Metro Exodus, as well as bears, which obviously we saw that in the original 2017, E3 demo. And these things are absolutely insane. They're mutated, they're huge, they're dangerous. They do resist most types of gunfire, though it can be taken down with flame-based weapons. So that's going to be the key to taking down the bears, just because the weapons and stuff that you normally are going to have aren't going to do a whole lot of damage just because of the way that thing is built. So now we're going to be moving on to some of the revamped weapons systems that are going to be in Metro Exodus that have not really seen the light of day with the previous Metro games. So Exodus is going to feature more weapon customization than previous entries, and we actually got to see this in a couple of the E3 demos from 2017-2018, and you could kind of see this with the fact that you can modify your weapons in a number of different ways with, different chambers, different scopes, different attachments, laser sights, all sorts of really cool features that don't really stray from the way the weapons look because they still look like they would fit into this environment. It doesn't look like something that you just like walked into a gun store and bought. It looks like it was like handcrafted and put on your weapon with whatever you could find in the apocalypse, which is really, really cool. It doesn't pull away from the game. So also returning in Metro Exodus, we have the Pneumatic Weapons, which don't make use of traditional ammunition and make significantly less noise than their standard firearm counterparts. Instead, they fire ball bearings, and though they must be manually pumped, their precision makes them ideal for stealth missions. These are making a return. These were in Metro Last Light, so these weapons are going to be more your high-end stealth weapons, which are going to be very crucial in some of the missions and stuff that you're going to be playing in Metro Exodus. And along with this, a lot of features have not been revealed yet, says the developers and stuff, and they're going to kind of, keep some of this under wraps all the way up to the launch of the game. That way we don't know everything, and we're still going to be surprised by some of the cool things that are going to be in Metro Exodus. Me personally, I don't want to know everything that's in the game, just because I want some of the stuff to be a surprise. That kind of entails, going into a game and be like, holy crap, they have this in the game. That makes those moments just so much more fun when you don't know everything about a game when you go in. The surprises, the new things and stuff that you learn while you're playing really make the experience. So I applaud Metro and 4A Games for not revealing everything, and I hope they continue to do that all the way up to the launch of the game, because we want some surprises. We don't want to know everything that's in the game, and I'm really excited to play this game when it releases on February 15th. So for the most part, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for the video. This is somewhat of a new video, and I know that a lot of the guys that are on this channel subscribe to this channel. This is something brand new. Metro Exodus is something brand new. I've never covered any of the Metro games on my channel, but with the hype around this release, and I have been so excited since I seen the original reveal back in 2017 at E3. This is a game that I'm going to be kind of covering on and off all the way up to its release, and make sure to stay tuned to the channel if you guys want to see some more Metro Exodus, because I'm going to be covering it, talking about it, breaking things down, and then after release, we're going to be going through, playing through the story, finding Easter eggs, hidden stuff like that, all that cool stuff on the channel moving forward. But overall, guys, like I said, that's going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, and if you want to see some more Metro Exodus on the channel, make sure to drop a like and comment down below. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all things with Metro Exodus moving forward, as well as kind of dabbling in some State of Decay 2, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and some other games and stuff moving forward. But overall, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.